So I want to introduce you to two websites that will be super helpful to you as you get acquainted with Apple in general. The first website is this appleid.apple.com. This is where you manage your Apple account. So your appleid.apple.com. Most people may not know what their Apple ID. It's typically something like your email. And there's another website that I'd like to show you before we go any further, and that's this I forgot apple.com. And I forgot that I can't even speak. I forgot apple.com is basically your resource for if you forget your password, or if you just need to look things like that up. So here is where you would enter your Apple ID and you would be able to look up your password and reset password. So again, I forgot apple.com and Apple ID apple.com. Okay, two very important websites. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let me close Safari here. And if you have not installed your Pages, Numbers, and Keynote yet, here's what I'd like you to do. We need to go to the App Store. So a couple of ways to find the App Store. It may be down in your dock. Another way to find it would be if you had Launchpad here, but we don't have that here. So another way to do it is to click on what's called Spotlight up here, and you can just type in App Store. Another easy way to do that is and if you hold down the command key and hit the space bar, you'll be able to get to Spotlight. So here I typed in App Store, and I'm just going to go ahead and double click that and open it up. So what do we do now? You can sign in with your Apple ID and password. So here I'm going to type in my Apple ID, sign in, and I am going to enter my password. Oops, that happens to the best of us. We forget our passwords. Okay, it's going to send me a verification to my other Apple devices. I'm going to allow that, and I'm going to enter the code that it gives me. It's a one-time code that it gives me, and now I can go here. Now, what do I need to do next? So you can search it, right? So we'll start with Pages. And because I already have Pages on this computer, it just gives me a download button. There's a good possibility that yours would have a download button as well, because Pages is free when you get an Apple computer, or it may already be installed on your computer. So we'll look for Numbers next, and here's Numbers, and finally Keynote. And here is Keynote, right? So now I can open them, download them, and use them. So it turns out, now that I look at it, Pages wasn't installed on my computer for some reason. So we're going to install it. And while that is getting done, right, there we can see some progress. We can now go to Numbers, and I'm not sure if I had Numbers installed. Oh, it's already installed because it says open. So if you see it says open, it's already installed. So how do I get to these applications if I have them? Well, a couple of things you can do, and here I'm just going to minimize this for the moment. What you want to do is that you want to bring what's called the launch. I'm forgetting the technical name. I'll remember it in just a minute. But one way to open up these applications is simply to go to your Finder, and you can go to Applications, and you'll be able to find them there. So here, if I go to, say, uh, Pages, Numbers, and Keynote, where am I? So I can see Numbers. So one of the things you can do is just drag this down to your dock, right? And I have to look for Pages. Oh, I've got Pages twice. I knew I had to have Pages in there. Here we go. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Pages are finished downloading, and Numbers. And you can just bring them down to your dock like so. Just click and drag them. Now, Numbers. Oh, I already have Numbers. Sorry. And Keynote. Here we go. Now, if there's something that you don't need, for example, I don't need FaceTime, you can just remove this from your dock. Just drag it up like that. And now Launchpad, this is what I was looking for. If we click on Launchpad. Launchpad is where you would also find your application. So again, you can find it by going to Finder right over here and going to your applications folder and finding them, and then you can drag them to your dock if you want to, just to make it easier. Or you can click on Launchpad, and Launchpad will also have these. And you can even go here and say Pages, for example, and that would give you pages. You can type in numbers and you'll be able to do that, or obviously Keynote as well, and you'd be able to open it from there. So hopefully this helps. And that's how you go ahead and install them, set them up on your dock, and get ready to rumble. All right, we'll see you in the next module.